Hello and welcome from Budapest. This is Hungary Reports from Public Media M1, bringing you the latest news from Hungary and the Carpathian Basin in English. I'm Arpad Szőci. Thanks for joining us. A booming Hungarian economy may make it possible for additional pension payouts this year and next year. The government adds the proviso that the world economy must also remain stable in order for the money to be paid. Funds have already been set aside for the payout in 2020. One more condition, Hungary's GDP growth must be more than 3.5%, which is highly likely.
Last November, Tóth Lászlóné was one of the first senior citizens to get an extra pension payout together with her regular monthly pension. Back then, she said she could certainly put the money to good use. And if everything works out this time, pensioners will again be able to look forward to the pension premium. The government believes that the budget for 2020 should allow that at the end of the year, it will be able to make the extra pension payouts. We believe that the Hungarian economy will continue to grow in such a way that will enable us to pay the pension premiums in 2020. To make that happen, we have to set aside 61 million euros. In fact, more than that has been itemized in the accepted budget for 2020, so that we can draw from that and be able to pay the pension premium to our elderly citizens, said the State Secretary. Bence Rétvári added that the government's standpoint is that the elderly should be able to profit from the country's economic successes, as they were the ones who established the economic foundations with the work that they did all their lives. And it's not just the pension premium that makes the 2020 budget stand out. 565 million euros more have been earmarked for healthcare than in this year's budget. And of that amount, about 250 million euros will be used for pay raises. Nurses, for example, will first get a 14% wage increase, followed by a 20% raise. And education will get almost 2 billion euros more than back in 2010. With the modification of the Public Education Act, even school principals will be earning more.
And the 2020 budget will also actively support families with children by increasing financial support. And those aren't the only sectors, according to the Parliamentary State Secretary of the Ministry of Human Resources. Bence Rétvári said that health services, education, and, as mentioned, pensions will also get significant increases than in previous years. He added that that will all be possible in the 2020 budget, provided economic performance continues. Nursery schools that won grants in Pest County are getting more than 30 million euros in renovation and construction funds. The goal is to have enough facilities so that every child in the county can get a nursery spot. That would also free up parents for the workforce.
The newest kindergarten in Dunakeszi will open its doors in September. 56 children will be able to attend in 4 different classes. The director of the local council's nursery and kindergarten said the new facility had to get done. Like many other settlements around Budapest, Dunakeszi is home to many young families, and we are very pleased to have many small children. Almost 600 babies come to the village every year. So far, we have 210 nursery places, and apparently the demand is increasing because every year we fill up, and there are some people who are still waiting for a spot, said the director. Applications for the Pest County Nursery Development Grant announced last year were more than double, so the Ministry of Finance decided to add another 15 million euros to the original 14 million. The State Secretary for the use of European Union funds said the grant would contribute to the goal set in the Family Protection Action Plan to have all young children in nursery schools in Hungary by 2022. The main direction is to increase the number of nursery and kindergarten places by 10,000 in the next few years, in order to attract more children to such institutions and, as a result, to help mothers work, said Balázs Rákosi. And another grant application was announced last week for more nursery school developments in Pest County.
The German car maker Audi is expanding its research facilities in Hungary once again. Hungary's Foreign Affairs and Trade Minister made the announcement in Győr in the northwest of the country. Péter Szijjártó said that Audi's new facilities will expand work on electrical systems, its engine development center, and the company's production infrastructure. The total investment will cost more than 125 million euros, of which the Hungarian government is donating more than 18 million. Szijjártó also added that the investment will create 250 more jobs.
Ez a beruházás
This investment is another stepping stone for the Hungarian economy to break the record for the best ever automotive performance in Hungary, as last year the Hungarian automotive industry's production value reached an all-time high of 26 billion euros. And in the first 5 months of this year, the automotive industry's performance has increased 12%. And if the automotive industry improves its performance in Hungary to such an extent, that means the Hungarian economy will be able to maintain growth rates of 2% above the EU average. A new CT, or computed tomography machine, was handed over to the Albert Kenese Hospital and Clinic in Balasagyarmat in northern Hungary. At a cost of almost 440 million euros, it will make the diagnosis of many injuries and ailments even more exact. This medical facility is just one of many in the country which have been given upgrades. In recent years, the government has made hundreds of millions of improvements in convergence regions. As a result, 77 hospitals, 54 clinics, and 104 ambulance stations were rebuilt. In addition, 23 brand new clinics and 30 new ambulance stations were built. It is the intention of the government to carry out similar developments not only in the convergence regions, but also in Budapest. The Bread of Hungarians program was launched today, as it has been every year since 2011. Grain is gathered from Hungarian farmers in the Carpathian Basin and returned to needy families in Hungary and to Hungarian minority populations in the surrounding countries in the form of flour and bread. This year, organizers set a goal of collecting 15 million grains of wheat. The first collection on Tuesday saw about 20 tons of grain collected.
The last sack of wheat was taken out on Tuesday from the 10 offered by the Central Hungarian Farmers Association to the Hungarians Bread program. About 50 farmers regularly support the initiative, giving the best wheat this year once again. 15 million grains of wheat represents the 15 million Hungarians, as the fate of all Hungarians is very important, especially the children. This is why the farmers give what they do, said Edina Hargitai. In the morning, the collection of wheat donations started in 4 places in Jász-Nagykunszolnok County. Just on this day alone, the producers donated 20 tons of wheat. For years now, most of the donations come from Jász-Nagykunszolnok County. Last year, 470 farmers gave 94 tons of wheat for bread. Everyone is waiting for the grain harvest to come, then donating from grain to wheat in amount ranging from 100 kilograms to 1 tons. We have a farmer colleague who insists he gives 1 ton of wheat each year, said Imre Csaba Hubai. The popularity of the program is illustrated by the fact that last year more than 5,000 wheat producers in 19 counties and 2,000 from 12 cross-border regions donated a total of 600 tons of wheat to those in need. The collected wheat, as it was milled last year and this year, will be turned to flour and pasta and handed over on September 20th to needy families in Hungary and to Hungarian minority communities in the surrounding countries, as well as to organizations that support them, helping nearly 80,000 children.
Visitors to the Semsei Castle in Balmaz-Újváros in eastern Hungary now have a chance to marvel at an exhibition of world-renowned Heron porcelain. It features some of the most striking pieces in the 190-year-long history of the Hungarian company. All the products are hand-painted, and you can marvel at the display until September 9th. And visitors to the Lookout Tower on Somlyoy Mountain near Lake Balaton can take in some breathtaking sights. The tower rises 17.5 meters high and was built just a few years ago. From it, you can check out the panorama of Lake Balaton and the surrounding picturesque landscape. The tower is open all year round and is located on the northern side of the lake. And that's all for now, but we'll be back again tomorrow live after the Hungarian language news at 11 p.m. And you can catch Hungary reports and repeats and online as well. So please stay tuned now, if you have time, for our German, Russian, and Chinese language news shows. Thanks very much for watching, and viszontlátásra.